was roofied from the bar. From the bar. I'll share one of those with you. And this is not the worst of what's happened to me, but it's pretty bad. I was about 30 years old, 29 or 30. I went to a college party with my roommate. It was being held at a club in Manhattan. And usually when I go to clubs, 99% of the time, I will not dance with anyone. It's always been my rule. But this time, there was this guy, and he kind of like moseyed over to me, doing some moves. So I said to myself, okay, I'll dance with him. We danced a little bit, and then we sat down and started talking. And he kept offering to buy me a drink. Now, my mother always told me, never let someone get you a drink. So I said, thank you so much. I'd rather not. I'm not a drinker. He said, oh, come on. You have to try a Long Island iced tea. He said, just try it. Just try it. And I said, okay, fine, I'll try one, but I'm going to go order it. He said, oh, that's fine. Yeah, you go order it. So I got him his drink, got my drink. I came back to the table and took some sips. I didn't like it. I'm not a drinker. Back in the day, I used to always drink things like Zima or Champagne or even Boone's Farm. That's way back in the day. But I like those light fruity drinks with a little bit of fizz in it. So this was disgusting in my opinion. And while I was sipping, he kept asking me to come back to his place. Now, I have never done anything like that before in my life. And I wasn't going to start doing it that night. So I explained that to him, that it's not my scene to do things like that. He didn't seem to like that very much. And he had his friends that were sitting behind him at another table, and they were just laughing, saying, she ain't going home with you. You're crazy. You ain't going to get her back to your place. And they were just giggling, telling him to give it up. She's not going home with you, man. You can forget it. But around that same time, I started feeling woozy, unusually woozy. And the room was starting to spin a little bit, and I thought I was going to pass out. So this look came over me. Like I knew something was wrong and I had to get out of there really fast. But while I'm trying to get out of there, he's grabbing my arm saying, come back to my place. You have to come back to my place. And this freaked me out. So on top of feeling like I was going to pass out and the room was spinning, I knew I was drugged. So I had to get out of there, despite how much he was still pressuring me to come back to his place with him. So I thought I was getting really smart, and I said, I'll give you my number. And back in those days, we didn't have cell phones. So I was basically agreeing to give him my house number. I wrote on the napkin a number, and I said, here, call me. And then I got up to leave. And his friends were laughing like crazy. They were really trolling him. As I was walking away, I felt something grab me by my hair, whip me around, and he started pummeling my face. He hit me a couple of times on this side of my face. The room went black. I fell on the floor, and I think I was out cold for a bit. Then I started to come to, and there was a crowd of people around me. And I heard people saying, that's probably her man. All I knew was I had to get up. I had to go back downstairs and to find my roommate. I don't know how I did it, but I made it downstairs and I found her. And when she saw my face, she screamed. And I touched my face and I screamed because this area of my face was gone. It was crushed in. I could feel my bones. They were crushed in like a soda can. This part was recessed back into my skull. An ambulance came and took me away. I was vomiting the whole time. And I heard one of the paramedics say it's because I had a head injury. When I finally got to the hospital, I was in and out of consciousness. And I kept touching my face because I couldn't believe that so much of it was gone. But while I was laying there, I thought to myself that, okay, now I don't have a face. What am I going to do with the left side of my face destroyed? And being the lemons into lemonade person that I am, so I thought to myself, I'll wear all black, I'll get a cape, I'll wear a mask on one side of my face. And I thought that might be pretty cool. Maybe I could live like that because I thought my face was gone. Then I fell into a coma for about 3 days. And when I finally did come to, when I touched my face, it was like out to here. It wasn't recessed anymore because of the swelling. This is why I knew the story of the brick lady was fake. I knew it was fake from the start, because there is no way that a man can hit you with a brick and you're going to be sitting up talking. You're not. I got hit with a fist and I went into a coma. So the doctors told me that I needed reconstructive surgery because this entire area, the orbit of my eye, and this entire area was shattered, completely shattered. So I had to go through multiple reconstructive surgeries to this side of my face. And I almost lost this eye as well. So in order to repair my face, they had to go into the side of my skull and take out some bone to use that as part of the repair. It worked out well, but I do notice in my videos that this side of my face is considerably smaller than this side of my face. My face used to be a lot bigger. And if you look, this side is smaller. And even my eyes, I do notice that even my eyes are a little askew. And sometimes when I look at myself in videos, especially when I have my hair pulled back, I can see how uneven it is. And strangely enough, even to this day, 30 some odd years later, this side of my face feels weird. If I touch it, it's tingly. I feel sensations. Like I can touch it here and I'll feel it up here. I can touch different parts of my face and I feel it in other areas. Something went wrong here. But I'm good. God is good. So the aftermath was, there was an investigation and it was found out that the dude was a dealer, a very big name dealer in that club. And I shamed him because his friends were watching and he was the big dude and he was expecting to take me home. But the interesting part, and this is what I tell all chicks, what was found out, I was roofied from the bar. That's the part. From the bar. Because I went to the bar and got those drinks. I brought them back to the table and I had my drink in front of me and his hands were nowhere near my drink. And it was also discovered that other women had been roofied from the bar. The situation was handled and justice was served. But to this day, I have an uneven face, which is why most of the time I wear my hair to one side, because this side is considerably smaller than this side. So maybe one day I'll get the facial balancing. It was a traumatic situation, but again, this was over 30 years ago. So I can talk about it very freely. But I do tell women, really be careful in clubs with these drinks because they can get you from the bar.
Hey folks, it's Jeff for this week's JDT. Ladies, this is for you. This is for all you ladies who are so strangely obsessed of going to bars and clubs. This woman I'm going to introduce you to, this woman who you just saw is Demi, Dela, Nuit. She's a content creator. Talk about what happened to her like about 30 plus years ago, how she was not, let's just say she was, you heard what she had to say and I was still going, wow. Number one, not only that she was roofied, she was brutalized, but a drug dealer? I was like, wow. And that's messed up. My point being is like, you listen to her, please. Anytime you go to a bar, number one, bar or club, you better make sure you better have that place scattered out. And this place is known for drug activities or women getting drugged or roofied. Do yourself a favor, don't go. If you have that one friend who is insistent in you going, you better question your friendship with that person because she don't have you at your best interest. And I'm glad Demi Dela Nuit is doing better. It could have been so much worse. This woman, yes, what's happened to her is horrible. I'm glad she survived it, thank God. But it could have been so much worse though, believe it or not. But to you ladies who are obsessed of going to these bars, getting these drinks for these men, be warned. What happened to Demi Dela Nuit could happen to you or worse. Please, I beg of you, please take heed. And like I said, if you have that friend insisting on you going to that type of club or bar, knowing such very messed up activities take place there, you better question that friendship with that person, because she may not have your best interest in mind.